Hey everybody, Nick here, and today, oh boy, we got some terrible gear for you. So today we are going to try something a little bit different. Of course, there's always a Terrible Knives Live, right? I mean, that's kind of a thing. And this, for those of you who may be new to the channel, is a time for me to experiment a little bit outside of the world of high-quality pocket knives. Because very often I do review higher-end sorts of stuff. Very often I do review stuff that is basically functional. But there is always an exception to that, and sometimes only by knowing low quality can we know good quality. And so today we are going to dive into Terrible Knives Live. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Nick, how is this any different? How have we changed things? Well, today I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to try a different approach. You see, a lot of folks have enjoyed previously, positive reviews. A lot of folks really like a good positive review. Where I don't focus, that's a common comment I get on YouTube. It's like, Nick, you're so negative. Oh my God, why should I be listening to you just tearing things apart all the time? There's no joy in that. And so what I've decided to do today is to, I'm going to give those people a chance to guide things a little bit, because what I have at the very top here is the dial bias meter. People are going to, if they so choose, of course, donate, and that will make me just a little bit more positive about the products on my table. And of course, you can always shift the dial back the other way, but all we really need is a little bit of super chatting here to adjust that bias a little bit. If you'd like me to be a little more positive about the products, we can go this way. And people are always saying, Nick, yeah, oh my God, you sold out. I get these comments all the time. Well, you know what? It's time to finally do it. So today we are going to sell out a little bit and do my absolute best here, and take it from there. So hope everybody's doing well, and hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day. A couple of things on my table at the moment that are not terrible that I'll talk about before we go too much further here. I have the Spyderco Sun and the Moon Chaparral, which is actually a surprisingly nice piece. And by the way, note that the bias meter is at a 0, completely honest at the moment. But as a very interesting scale pattern here with a little bit of the half-half approach, we have the Concept Knives Shard. Concept is a relatively new company, but they're doing some pretty impressive work in places. And this guy was actually in my pocket today, for those who were asking. And then there's that. And then of course, we have... Just a second here. Let me get that back in. Not the shot, the shard. We have the Rayot, what the heck's this called? The Bushido. The Bushido. There we go. That's how I'm supposed to pronounce it. But this is like Toledo. Oh, good Lord. I'm already going up to the bias here. Okay, so this is a pretty exceptional knife we got going on here. Oh God, I gotta stop doing legit reviews before I get to the high there. But yeah, so this is actually a quite good piece. I am definitely a big fan of that. So there's that, and then the CRKT little razor clip folder here. Flipper frame lock sort of thing. Heavy little dude, but actually the action is good. It's unassisted, but it actually fires out worth a damn. And although it's a little, frame lock in steel and some variety of steel or another with too many letters in it, it's absolutely a fine little piece. And that ain't just the bias meter here going on. So, yeah. And then, of course, on the wrist today, I have the Omega Seamaster, which is an amazing watch, and that I don't even need the dial of bias to be higher for that one. And by the way, thank you. This guy does stuff for the initial dose of bias here. So, today, oh boy, today, we are going to take a look at some terrible knives. We're going to go on ahead and we're going to start off. I got a bunch of people who sent me terrible gear, and it's actually been a little while since I did one of these guys. So, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with some X-Fact. Oh, good God. Thank you, Paul. We'll go ahead and shift that up a little bit. Oh, God, I have to be doing math at the same time I'm doing bias. This ought to be good. So anyways, yeah, we're going to go on ahead and we're going to start off right here. As this guy is peeking out of its packaging here. This was sent to me by a gem of a viewer, whose name I'm actually forgetting at the moment. I feel very badly about that, but let's go ahead and see what the little note says here. And thank you, of course, Paul, for the congratulations. Super happy about that. Unbiased, still a moron, but a fair one. Oh, well, thank you for changing that just a little there, Metal Complex. Okay, here we go. Bear Hunter. It's important to note that this is not to melee a bear, as that's generally ill-advised with a knife. That's good. And by the way, you should be staying out of melee distance right now in 2020. Oh, good Lord. I thanks, Slicey. Instead, this knife is made to be thrown by any might enough to do so with great effect, both open and closed. I'd tell you to weigh it, but I don't want to break your scale. Sounds about right. So, where's my buy? Oh, God. All right, this is... this is a knife that's really good for deaf people because no, I'm sorry, for blind people, not deaf people, although I'm sure a deaf person could wield it well too, but for blind people, because you can hear it opening so very clearly. Oh God, that's it takes effort to lock it open, which is going to make it safer in some contexts. Oh, and you can that's I like that they've gone ahead and eschewed the... No, it's only at 45. This is terrible. Look at that fit and finish. It's awful. No, bad. But okay, and then we're going to... Bear Hunter, it says Bear Hunter on here? Really? Like, what kind of bear are you going at this with? So, yeah, so there's that. There is considerable up and down blade play on a backlock, which is pretty impressive. I may, not many people pull that off. There we go, heading back to the buyer's country. We got ourselves a nice bit of Persian blade there. In case you like your bears Persian, I guess. I mean, I'm sure there are Persian bears out there, right? But yeah, it's for attracting that other kind of bear. It could well be, although is that... I'm trying to get a sense of what this action is right here. I mean, clearly it's adding to the overall stylistic benefit of the piece, but will that come off with a bit of rubbing alcohol? Is that just like Rona on there? What's this? There is a smell to it. Oof, that's a thing. My math is wrong. Probably I got 10, 15 plus an additional to 10. No, that should be right. Okay, it's coming off a little. Oh no, that's just rust. Okay, anyways, moving along. That's blood. I don't think that's blood. I'm hoping that's not blood. Yeah, that's, I should, oh, great. Thank you, Dan's Gear Addiction. That's very kind of you. Just like this knife is very kind to the senses and the eyes as you're looking at this. Yeah, so interesting. What else do we have here? We can see very clearly here for lubrication. It's quite easy to see where the blade is rubbing along the inside, so you can properly lubricate that area. That's a thing. Should be 40. No, I thought I had an initial 15. I don't know. Look, I just work here, okay? You're not paying me to do math. Actually, you kind of are in this case, but that's beside the point. Where are my gloves? I didn't anticipate the need of gloves today, but that might have been a failure. And I appreciate that they made a bold choice here and not even trying to cover up the pivot on this guy. Because, very often people will take the cowardly route of covering that up, but here they're declaring this pivot is made of some kind of steel. Yeah, that's a thing. Plus 10 damage to bears. Yeah. Yeah. Is it able to be disassembled and maintained? Probably. I imagine if you go after a bear with it, it'll disassemble it for you. By the way, look at this lanyard hole. Like, this is the most disproportionate lanyard hole ever in the opposite direction, right? Like, you could barely get a... 672, screw you, Chris. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move that roughly there. That'll do. They're close. I appreciate how carefully they've balanced the need to include a lanyard hole with the desire to make it unobtrusive. That's good. Okay, let's go ahead and weigh this up. Actually, hold on. Where is... This'll work a little better. Let's just get the postal scale. Screw it. I don't want to break this by. That's right. That is an I Am Nick Shabazz t-shirt. You can get it at the Shabazz. We are looking here at 12.8 ounces. Yeah, it ain't quite. That ain't stellar. Let's just put it that way. Biased Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Nice. So that's 55, 65, 72. That's right. So, can I do dial a shill in the future? Yeah, that would be entertaining, to be sure. Even me out. Thank you very much, Private Zim. I appreciate that. Good God. One of my wonderful patrons at one point in time said something along the lines of Nick's Patreon Discord exists simply to bully him with money. And this is a nice example of that. Yeah, so this thing is beefy. This thing is ridiculous. It's got really good. I'm sorry, it's not ridiculous. It's bold. It's brazen. It's as if to say that you are willing to eschew modern life trends towards pocket clips and lightweightness and carryability and lack of substantial blade play, and instead you are going to become the bear hunter. So I can see that they're doing the bare minimum to make it excellent, but here it goes. And the bias can go down if you go the other direction. You just need to say unbiased in your comment there. So, yeah, the bias does not go all the way back around, though. See, the line continues. Oh, God, the line continues. So thank you very much for this bear. Oh, God, look at the grind on this thing. That's unfortunate. And the centering, too, is... I'm sorry, look at the grind on this thing. You can see that the maker has attempted to move towards a chisel grind. Is the edge rolled already? Or is it bent? Is the edge innovatively contoured? I think the edge is, in fact, slightly innovatively contoured, with it going off a little bit in this direction. Oh, good Lord. There's Lol Sniper, the original Bunny Bully. So, yeah, it's innovatively contoured, I think, a little bit in this direction. And that's... God, that's an unusual grind. Okay, I got to put this down or else I got troubles here. Thank you, Hendrix. I appreciate that very much. Let's go on ahead and move on to the next approach here. This is from the same gentleman or gentlewoman. Okay, patent pended on the single-edge self-stropping mechanism. After all, centering is for Taoists and Buddhists. This knife isn't doing my chi any favors. Okay. Oh, boy, look at that. Look at that self-stropping nature. Oh, wow, look at how readily this is able to maintain that side of the edge. And if we take a look at the grind here, we can see that it is very, very much working to become a chisel grind, which I have to appreciate very much. The fact that it starts, yeah, and then the fact that you've got what appear to be. Have you ever played with one of those little Lego cars that has the little plasticky rubber tires? That's basically what these are made out of. And that's recycling right there. That's recycling. So I applaud very much the maker's ability to integrate the childhood toys, which everybody loves. So really, this is a win here. Bar Creek. Yeah, I'm going to need to hit a bar after this one's done. Oof. That's sort of oh, God. When this closes, it feels so unusual. Almost as if the blade were hitting the backspacer, which I don't think that it is. That's good. It's not hitting the backspacer. But it sure gives that impression. So, the blade play... Sorry, okay, this is epic. I used this for years. It cut just as good as any other knife. No idea why you'd spend more than $30 on a knife. The guy who owned this. Yeah, that's probably true. There, we've owned this in a Tucson. That's for damn sure. Anyways, I digress. Please don't kill me, Tucson fans. Anyways, yeah. So this has considerable. We all like freedom here, right? Freedom is a good thing. Well, this has freedom on this direction as well as this direction. Okay, thank you, mild-mannered EDC. I'll drop that back down a little bit. Yeah. So this has got a little bit of blade play going on at the moment, which is innovative. It's a little different, and I appreciate that. The lockup is reasonably solid-ish. The scales feel like they're going to stay on there for another 20 or 30 minutes at the very least. That's good. Check it for loom. I don't think this is going to have loom, but okay. No, I don't see any loom there. Why am I checking for loom? I have no idea what's going on here. But either way, that closure it cuts through the warm summer air and sends a refreshing chill down my spine. Is that hitting the blade? It really sounds like it's hitting the blade. No, I think it's the combination of the scraping with that. Oh, yeah, I see loom. Yeah, I don't see any loom here, but you all are gems, nonetheless. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, Dino, to toss this one out. Less play than the last Benchmade. Oof. That's your comment, not mine. All right, let's move on to the next one here. All right, we have file totally actually scratches, but I'll stick to the Victorinox. Scratches because files might be overstating things. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, this feels like... What's my bias level at? Have you ever been in a situation where you are trying to use a Phillips head screwdriver, but the screw is at a slight inward angle to whatever you're trying to... It's not quite parallel? Well, this is perfect, because this screwdriver, being also at an outward angle, is going to make it so much easier for you to track that screw as you go around. It's perfect. It's innovative in that sense. So that's good. This corkscrew doesn't really look like it would screw cork, but I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. It's because look at this bend here. It's like a cork hook. You want to see oh God, Canadian dollars. Hey Google, what's 15 Canadian dollars in US dollars?
15 Canadian dollars is approximately 11 United States dollars.
Okay, good. We're moving that up right about there. Excellent. All right, good. My life will be immensely improved by joining the Patreon Discord. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for that bit of advice. So look at this. In case you're worried that you're going to close the corkscrew before you're ready to, the corkscrew lands on top of this other device here, so you really have to kind of force it down there, which is, again, pretty innovative right there. Yeah. Do any of these come in the green polymer skull variety? No, not at the moment. Come off it. There we go. Okay. So, this... What the heck is with this file-like surface? It's innovative. It doesn't... Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I turned everyone's Googles on. That's amazing. Oh, yes. So... The file on this, Victorinox, oh yes. The file on this, it's hard to express to you all what's exactly going on here, but your average file is not going to do this. By the way, the Schoen design pen, which is, oh God, I have to be biased about this. This is God's gift to pennery. Like, if there was a second coming, this is the pen that would be used in the... I don't know. But most files are going to look, more filey like this. This file is like a sawtooth file. It's like VEF serrations of filing. So it really only cuts in one direction, which is amazing to me. But yeah, this pen... I once drove by a hospital carrying this pen and everybody was healed. There we go. Problem solved. So, yeah, then we've got ourselves a little hook for cleaning out your nails and whatnot. We've got ourselves the VEF serration. Who the hell is this nail nick for? Like, how are you getting this out of there? Oh, God. Okay, good. That was just another one going away. Best music for virtualization and tone sweeping. Oh, that's an entertaining question. Chinesium pen. No, not exactly. That one's made in the city of brotherly love, as I recall. All right, so then We have a cap lifter here. This whole thing is amazingly soft. Like, and trust me, I know soft. According to certain knife makers, I know a little something about soft. Anyways, I digress. There is, that's unfortunate. Can I get this open? Soft. I'm sorry, you're right. I don't mean soft at all. Damn it. I mean, it's unlikely to shatter. There we go. Perfect. All of the metal on this is very unlikely to shatter. In all cases, it will flex. Yes. Yes, it is less prone to breakage and chipping. Yeah, there is not going to be any breakage and chipping. Why do we have two can? Oh, this is maybe supposed to be a can opener. Okay, I can see that. Oh, God, there were going to be scissors. I bet that these scissors are going to be unusual in their approach to cutting, in that they probably won't actually. So there is a spring here, but in a piece of stunning critique of the Swiss Army knife world, when you press it in, it doesn't unpop itself, which is, yeah, and the action here is very secure. You're not going to accidentally trigger the scissors. Will they cut? Well, that's interesting. The scissors actually cut, kind of. Like, this part of the scissors cuts, but this part doesn't. So, in order to cut, I would have to grab and then pull as I cut out. Okay, that's going to train people to think about scissors in a whole new way than they have thought about them before, which is excellent. And then finally, we'll get to the knife here. And this knife is... So, you see this little bit of burning on the edges there? That's one of the many ways in which you can assure yourself that the steel is going to be... I got it. This way, no matter what you need your steel for, whether you need it to be nice and flexible, such that it will be very tough, or whether it will be perhaps chippy in case you need serration suddenly. It wouldn't be chippy, of course. It would be subject to the cleaving, which everyone likes cleavers, right? Cleaving probably is. Anyways, no matter what, you've got the right hardness someplace along this blade. That's definitely a bonus right there. I mean, I feel like that's going to be a win, generally speaking. And let's see if it cuts things. This knife is demonstrating a very interesting approach to sharpness, in that this knife is sold unsharpened, such that people will have the rewarding experience of learning to sharpen their own knives. See, that's very important here. Let's see if it will actually take an edge. I mean, of course it will, because it's of high quality. But let's just make sure that we're going to sharpen up here. Throw this on a thing. All right. Okay. Will it baton? I have no idea. I think, oh God, I've rolled it. Thank you, Metal Complex. Oh, we're off the charts now. This appears to really require a great deal of work to not roll, which means it's going to be very difficult for you to accidentally wind up with this sharper than you want it to be. It's going to be an exceptionally safe knife, even in the situation where... hi, Betty. Thank you for the donation. Even in a situation where you would normally expect it to have become sharp, it won't. So you're going to be safer than usual with this guy. Okay, we're moving on. Next up, we have... hard on the outside, chalk on the inside. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. How much contact did this blade make before it was sharpened via cinder block? It looks like the previous owner even tried to remove some of the material that, holds the lock spring. Thank you very much, Mr. Drunker. Please make it stop unbiased. Okay, so we're at. Oh, God. I'm going to go ahead and administratively put us back to 60 with that. Okay. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was a piece of all. This is crap. Utter crap. No, wait, no. Damn it. I'm at 40. This was really not exactly what I would expect from a higher end piece. Nick should decide which way the meter goes. Boy is hurting here. I appreciate that, but I gotta go with what the viewers want, you know. But okay, so I'm at 40 here. I can be a little less biased. This is not super. Oh, that's. I can't really express to you just how gritty this is. Like, okay, imagine if Hollywood were to remake like the Teletubbies right now. Just figure how gritty they would make it. That's about how gritty this knife is. Maybe it's designed to remind you of the beach. I can't be sure. But at the very least, one could possibly read this Old Smoky. Yeah, it smells like it. Old Smoky indeed. So it's definitely a little bit in the way of the grit there. The bias system, for those of you just coming in, people have always accused me of selling out. I've decided to finally give it a shot, and people are able to move the bias meter up on the top here, forward and back using their own super chats. So, yeah, the grit is impressive. I like the fact that they didn't even... Hold on. I'd like you to notice this little bit of joy right up at the top here. Generally speaking, on a reasonable knife, you know what? Oh, God, one of the best pieces of... thank you for the moving over there. I'm just going to go on ahead, and for my own safety, we're going to put the hand sanitizer. Oh, thank you, hand sanitizer, for covering my entire desk in a suggestive manner. Okay, we're going to go on ahead and sanitize real quick, and then we're going to go and grab the Buck 110. Where are you, Buck 110? This is how a reasonable knife looks. Pull the bias back to 0. You want full honesty. Oh, good Lord. Sanitize the knife, unbiased, tear it apart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That puts us at 15. Okay, So, on a reasonable knife, you're going to see no gap there. On this piece of 15, on this less than exemplary piece of cutlery, this is not necessarily ideal, though it does provide a way for you to hold on to a spare bit of paper, which is kind of nice. And perhaps in a pinch, it could be used as a flossing handle, although then you'd be putting this near your mouth, and no, I think we're good. Yeah, then we've got ourselves this piece of bone, which I don't know if this is bone or if this is just sadness, but it's not amazing. Let's go past honest. You want to see mean? Oh, God, I put a dot here, but... Okay, so this is an utter incomplete piece of shit. I gotta be real with you here, because look, okay, hold on. Right here, you look at this freaking, this gap. No, absolutely not. And then the gap is there on the other side in the opposite direction. Absolutely not, no. And then you've got the gaps over here. You've got this little piece of gap over here. Then you've got the bone, which appears to be falling out, which is probably because it's not actually bone. Oh, Wizards is asking me to say that the Disney Star Wars is better than the original. I haven't moved the bias yet. Absolutely not, Wizards. But I will go on ahead and move this back up here, and then we're going to be back in business here. So, yeah, this bone appears to be, I can't confirm or deny this, but this sure looks like compressed newspaper or something. Well, maybe it is bone. I'm concerned. Whatever creature this came from... Honestly, like, that would be awful, right? Let's say that this were a cow. Imagine being killed to be eaten. That would suck in and of itself. But then being memorialized in this? Like, that's insult to injury. I mean, I could imagine a cow feeling badly about that. Fish bone, maybe, yeah. It's not... Actually, they could use bird bone. It would be lighter, like ostrich or something like that. Yeah, the backlock doubles as a fingernail file. So does the action. So there's that. Then let's talk a little bit about this sharpening job here, which appears to have been done with a... What is this? It looks like it was sharpened on actual stones, because you can... Oh, God. The amount of blade play on this is not at all trivial. Like, this is serious, serious blade... Oh, man. Serious blade play. Yeah. Yeah, and then side to side. This has a lot of freedom to it. Mostly, it's just a piece of crap. The sharpening appears to have been done with a stone, but it also appears to have been done well stoned. So, that's not really helping out here. The nail nick is... Why do you need a nail nick on this? Like, in what universe? Like, what? Do you have just, like, one... Like, if you are a person with a hook, like, this nail nick would be useful for you. But aside from that, like, you can grab this thing... I mean, hell, you can probably shake the thing open if you lubricated it for a change. Like, fingernail micarta. Oh, I'm going to use hand sanitizer there just for my soul's sake, frankly. It's a freedom knife. Yeah, that's for damn sure. Oof. I'm just wringing my hands. It's really solid. Yeah, no, this... And by the way, look at the quality of the sharpening. I'm not going to lie. I've done this. The knives, but yeah, that's a thing. Does it pass the spine whack test? Let's see here. Oh, come on, Nick. You know it's going to cut like a dream, biased. Now, to be fair, spine whacking is an unfair test, and it should never be done on a piece of cutlery like this. It's not something that you would ever necessarily want to do, although you would ideally want a knife to be able to pass it. But let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and cover my eyes. I don't want to damage the desk, so I'm using the Bear Hunter here. Seems to be working out okay, and thank you very much for the kind donation, kind words. So it seems to have passed that test. Will it still unlock afterwards? It does. That's good. I just boned the bear. That happens... Oh, God. Oh. I do not like the bias meter. Keep it true and we will still support you. Thank you very much, Trout Stag. I'm going to administratively read that as towards unbiased. Thank you. I would like to highlight to you that this knife has decided, you know what, stop pins are expensive. And we don't really need to make sure that the blade stops by hitting an unsharpened surface against an unsharpened surface. Instead, what they've done is they've just made the blade hit right about here. And so as I do this, listen to this symphony of joy. Oh, what's the opposite of ASMR? Because, like, but anyways, that's certainly a way to save cost. It's at $60 because of Justin Dilla's donation. I might have missed that. Oh, it's going to cut like a... I thought I did that. Oh, screw it. I'll try it. I don't want to keep track of this. But yeah, let's see if it cuts. Okay. A part of this cuts right up until the area where it's up until the stop pin area up here. It has been sharpened to the point where it does cut. So that's actually not bad. You can see a little bit of... We can tell that this is a steel containing some carbon because of this oxidation up here. That's good. My ears would like to speak to HR. An internal fire starter. I like it, Ryan. Thank you. Yeah. Luckily, these have been sitting for a few weeks, so hopefully anything that was on them has died. Although, yeah. Okay, I can't do that anymore. And then the engraving, though. We got to talk about the engraving. Is this engraved or is this poured? I'm feeling like this might just be poured metal. Like they just poured some zinc into something or another. 250, bring on the bias. Thank you, Lindy Lou. We'll put that right about there. Yeah, I am not so impressed with the engraving quality here, but at the same time, here, right, where is my loop? I feel like there is an approach here. That's right. I can do this. And just a second here. Now we can zoom in on some of these details. Oh, yeah. Look at that. The nice quality of the gunk. Okay, compare it to a Z Hunter. At least a Z Hunter has quality blade play. Yeah, enough of this low quality blade play. That's for damn sure. So yeah, that's definitely that's a situation right there. That knife is, I guarantee you, a situation. Then we have the last knife from this particular package that I'm a little afraid of. I was thinking, what about getting into watches? What do you think? Oh God, does the bias meter apply to that? I really highly recommend that you contemplate watches. Watches are a really great way to improve the quality of your life as well as clearly material happiness. Materials bring lasting happiness in the world, especially luxury watches, because the value just it goes up and up as you go up the price scale. Okay, so we know that this is going to be good just based on the container it's in, right? This came to me in a USPS flat rate box, and we're going to see exactly what this looks like. Okay, what's this? Hey, Nick, I think I found it. I think I found the knife the Z Hunter has been looking for. I originally found this pre-COVID at a yard sale. It was deeply pitted, banged up, scratched, and seemingly only ever sharpened on the sidewalk. I thought it might hold some scientific value, perhaps even historic value. After all, it looked like it escaped the beaches of Normandy, only to make it to a time machine that took it straight to the heart of the Tet Offensive. Okay, I won't pretend to be a knife doctor, but I think it was worth the $15 to get all the knives in this box. Not in knife value, just in having something to do during COVID. I know you've already reviewed this knife rather critically, but I've made the following improvements. Oh, God. Battle-worn aesthetic. Edge now continues to sharpening choil. No more blade contact. No more aggressive jimping on the backspacer. No more backspacer. Pocket clip countersunk for flush clip. Okay. I'm a little afraid of this, guys. We're going to go on ahead and start blocking people if you're spamming the chat with dumb things. Let's go on ahead and skip that. But anyways, what the hell is all this? Hold on just a second. Got to clean up the, take out the trash right quick. And let's go on ahead and hide user. And let's hide some users. And there we go. Problem solved. And we'll go ahead and remove that jackass too. Adios. So, back at the ranch, we have ourselves something apparently that I've reviewed before, but is just going to get more terrible. That's right. I can't use that to open things. All right, here we go. Can you explain the grease spot on the dial bias? That was an over-enthusiastic squirt from the hand sanitizer. Hashtag over-enthusiastic squirt. That's not going to come back to haunt me in any way, shape, and or form. Absolutely not. So, let's go on ahead and pop this open and see just what awfulness. I didn't even cut the right place in this. I'm not sure there is a right place in any of this. So this is a backspacer. Do I recognize the knife it came off of? I'm told I've reviewed this before. I don't recognize this knife. Oh, no. This is a Cricut home front. Oh, God, what did you do to this poor thing? You had potential. Okay. This is a Cricut home front. Okay. So we can see that this has been used rather heavily. The backspacer has been removed, which is good, I guess. Let's see if it deploys. Holy crap, it actually flips. Oh, that blade finish, I'm at 70. The blade finish is a mod. This is a very, very high-end mod because it makes it look like it's some kind of a carbon steel, even though it's clearly stainless. Somehow it doesn't actually have that much blade play. It doesn't have much blade play. See, the blade play there's practically no blade play here. Just a little tiny bit, but there's that. they threw the whole knife in the tumbler. Yeah, that's for damn sure. We have the crud groove here, which appears to come with crud. That's a bonus, right? That's a bonus. I was expecting serrations. Yeah, the sharpening choil is now fully sharpened. I gotta say, of all of the blade is sort of knocking around in there a little bit, but that's okay. Of all of the crap I've had on the table, this ain't bad. In fact, I could probably, just tweaking this back screw here, I could probably get rid of that blade play. And then this would be a perfectly reasonable, just a second, and we are banning. Oh, crud groove has always been my choice of words, but it is also a poor choice of words. Let's be real here. Now the blade play's gone, and this guy is in reasonable shape here. Is this a clone? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. All of the markings have been, thank you, Janek. All the markings have been worn off of it, so yeah. Let's see if we can pop this open. It sure looks legit. All of the various things seem to line up. If the Teflon is GS Old War, what on earth is all of this? Oh, these are the reassembly instructions. Yeah. No, the bearings, look, I bet this is legit. I bet this is real. Where's my knife pivot loom? Believe it or not, people do clone budget knives. That's a thing. So there's that. Who took a home front and improved it so massive? Oh, God, what the hell was this? Look at this. Look at this unique forged look. There we go. This has a forged look, which is something a lot of people look for in a pocket knife, right? Going for that forged look definitely, it gives it a certain rusticness to it that you might not have otherwise anticipated. So there's that. Put this back together here. Tighten this up. Honestly, I gotta be honest. This is not a terrible knife. I feel like I'm off the ramp here, but it's a little bit apocalyptic. Yes, this is true, but it's not so bad. Let's tighten this up a little bit. Close this and tighten. Why is this not going there? Say honesto. Thank you, Dan. I will do that. Oh, good God. Hey, Google, what's 10 Brazilian real in US dollars?
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
Oh, for
but
sake.
I found something similar.
It's one of the biggest economies in South America. Go away, Google. You fail.
Okay, I'll stop.
Thank you. See, now I feel like a jerk. That made me feel like a jerk. Sorry, Google. Hey, Google, I'm sorry. Anyways, I digress. It's $2. Thank you, Dan's Gear Addiction. I will move that way. Move the needle back towards the squirt. Took me as what's he oh. Yeah, thank you very much for that, lol sniper. So this is actually, honestly, I feel like this is not uncarryable in its present state. Removing the backspacer was a bold move. But in some ways, I think it might have actually been slightly improved. And I'm not just saying that. Yeah, the blade is World War II dipped a little bit. Yeah, this is a thing. This is a thing. And indeed, here's the backspacer, and here's... honestly, my gem of a viewer who sent this along, I don't see too much. Actually, hold on. I think I've got the person's name written down over here. I do want to give credit for this. Nope, I do not. Swing and a miss. All right. So I do want to give credit, though. This was actually slightly improved. Actually, I'm sorry. This was considerably improved. Hey, thanks, James K. I'm going to go ahead and administratively count that one towards the unbiased side. I appreciate that. So this is pretty decent right here. Oh, look at the top of it there. That's... Oxidation is another way to say love in Portuguese. There we go. That's how we're going to say that. Don't Google that. Don't check that. It's a thing. Oh, yeah, this is the concept shot over on the side there. Oh, and will it cut? That's another great question. Hold on. Let me clear off my desk here. Will it cut? Come here, home front. honestly, this works. This is not so bad. Okay, sharpening leaves. The sharpening did not necessarily occur, and that's okay. Sharpening didn't necessarily need to occur this time, right? So there we go. Hey, Monterey Bay Knives. I donate the knives. Hey, it's awesome. So, yeah, this guy, and I'm not just saying that because the bias meter is up here, but it's definitely, that ain't so bad there. And then finally, I have this guy from the same person. Oh, Maxam again. Maxam. I know nothing about Maxam except that whatever's inside this pouch isn't going to be good. Oh, yeah, Wabi Sabi. Yeah, that's a good one. So, oh, it's another note. You ever feel like you're being taunted? Who makes this one again? I don't know. We'll find out. Come here. Actually, hold on. Go ahead and that there. Okay. Who makes this one again? We are being asked. Maxam Steel. Oh, God. Oh. The action on this is absolutely... The action on this is... Oh, God, why would you... Have you ever been in a situation where you slip off of the back lock of a knife? If so, boy, do I have a back lock for you right here. Or it's... No. It's the boy dent, but 3 times to make it better. Hey, thank you very much, Arlanger. I'm going to go ahead and take those 2 pounds and move the dial that direction there. So you've got extra gription here. That's good. Lockback jimping, yeah. And, ow. Are you a masochist? Do you find the need to use a knife that cuts you just as much as it cuts them? Well then, by God, do I have an innovation for you on this wonderful piece here from Maxam Steel. This will give you all of your masochistic pains and or pleasures all at once each time you unlock the knife. Maybe it doesn't do it if it's drawn blood or something. I don't know. But yeah. Jeff Carter, yes, I did cut a fan and supporters letter, and honestly, knowing my fans and supporters, I don't think they would have it any other way. This is Terrible Knives Live, right? That's kind of the way that this has to go. So, this is true innovation that we've got here. We can see here that the maker has 50, okay, the maker has decided that they wanted to echo their love of canyon country here in the U.S., like Arizona and New Mexico and Utah. They wanted to echo their love of canyon country in the piece by having these vast canyons in between the backlock bar and the scales there. So there's that. Yeah, it did actually just cut. Now that I think about it, like I didn't even pause that, but holy it did. This is sharp. This is actually sharp, and it's actually super thin behind the edge, too. Damn, this thing cuts. Okay. Consider me shocked. Is the sharpening choil sharper than the blade? It might be. But this is proof, by the way, that when you make your edges thin, things tend to cut. You need a translation for canyon in Nickese. That would be cañón, depending on whether, well, that'd be Spanish, which is not quite Nickese. Although it can be some days. But yeah. Then we've got ourselves this nice little bit here to ensure that it doesn't slip out of your pocket. It just gets hung up right there. Spine whack test. Yep, good idea. Come here, bear. Yeah, we're okay. Passed the test. Do they make it in mini? No. Reg USA. Oh, Reg USA pat off. So, that's weird. So, like, Regulus Black, clearly. USA, my good friend there. Pat Robertson, and The Office. Is this like a conspiracy theory? And 440, which is the note in A. Maybe somebody's going to play the brown note at a Pat Robertson. So I don't know. Look, there's a conspiracy here, or it's registered USA Patent Office. It's all good. But either way, I'm feeling like that's what's going on here. Maxam, and by the way, I like that they wrote steel on here, like as if there was question. Like, is this Maxam wrought iron? No, this is Maxam steel. Perfect. Does it weigh more or less than the bear? Oh, that's a good question. This weighs less, actually. I can tell you that already. Frankly, I can acoustically tell you that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, you can tell already. It's a chunky boy, but it's a pretty lightweight one. Given all of that. Oof. Just oof. And those nice signs of over-polishing there, a little bit of machine grind. Japan, that's the first time I've seen Japan on a Maxam. Interesting. Would that knife float with all the wood in it? I don't have water. Well, actually I do, but I'm not using it for that. Nearby to test that with, but that's a thing. It's Chewbacca's knife. Yeah, I can see that. Wish I could do a good Chewbacca expression there. Thank you very much for the kind words, people coming by. Did you just weigh something acoustically? I did, absolutely. Energy is energy, right? Although I should have made sure they were the same height. So here, we're going to use a standardized unit. So dropping these from one home front. And then, yeah, still the effect holds. Does it smell? A little bit, yep. It's got a smell to it. I'm sorry, no, it doesn't smell. In fact, have you ever heard Chanel number 5? Have you ever heard that smell? Have you heard that smell, people? It's a lot like that, except a little different. So, yeah. Smell is definitely a different sense from hearing, for those of you who are curious there. Oh, yeah, actually, you're right. So, Spirited Whiskey says, is it weird that I love the smell of knife pivot lube? It is not weird, and that cleanses the palate a little bit, right? And by the way, it's not like I'm... If knife pivot lube got you high, I would be pretty much constantly out of it. So, okay, so we can go on ahead and thank very much my viewer for that last little pack of gems. Hey, thank you very much, Not DJ. Appreciate that. Thank that viewer for that package of 55, not quite gems, near misses. They were near misses. Almost gem, but never quite there. More cowbell, you mean bias? Oh, God. Okay, there's that. And then, here's this. And then, yeah, I'm going to go on ahead and wash my hands real quick. I'll be right back, because, yeah, that's the situation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, for optimal safety, you should wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. But this wasn't worried about Rona. This was worried about whatever that smell is. Oh, God, Swiss francs. Hey, Google, what's 5 Swiss francs in US dollars?
5 Swiss francs is approximately $5.48.
Well, that was anticlimactic, but thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, that's Swiss francs. Wait, the dollar and Swiss francs are almost equal? Holy crap, it's a good time to get into watches. Yeah, that's a thing. What does my wife do while I do these? She's at work, actually, so she's not being troubled by any of this. All right, so let's go on ahead and pop this guy open. This next one is from Chuck, as I have written on the side of it, from Chuck. So, yeah, no, I at the moment get into watches. I will... Hopefully that will change at some point in time, but yeah. Let's do that there. Let's go ahead and pop this open. Here we go. God, how do you feel about proprietary hardware? Remember the biased meter. I occasionally feel like my screwing capabilities have too much freedom. Oh, God, that's even worse somehow. I can tell your hands are small by how quickly you washed your hands. Nice. I definitely appreciate when makers are able to find innovative cash flow solutions like tool Sales. Okay, we're moving on. New knife. Oh God, it's a wrench knife again. No, not today. Not while I'm at 70. Oh no. The exact inflection point where I decide watches are it's about $35. Okay, so what we see here is that they've done some PVD sort of coating. I'm assuming it's PVD because I like European electronica, and PVD was a master of the art form, so they would want to salute mastery. They've done some coating to the blade. That's good. That's going above and beyond. And I'll note to you that they have absolutely put the country name on the top here, so that way it's not tacky on the blade. Thank you very much. Oh God. Thank you, Five Tide, and no Australian dollars. Okay, so that's going to work out to about $17 net. Okay, so then, yeah, so this doesn't. Did it lock that time? It did. See, I can ask that question now that I'm at this level. Good. It has a potential to lock up. That's very good. I appreciate very much that lockup potential. We can see here that. Why? How would you sharpen this? Because like this knife eschews traditional sharpening methods like stones or rods or anything else in favor of innovative new solutions. The driver head here is it's a good old fashioned size, commonly found here in all of your various bolting tasks. Here's my micrometer, my caliper. What do we got here? 14 millimeter or 0.54 inches. Okay, that's 14 millimeter seems like a plausible size, right? That could be a thing. That I like that it keeps you guessing whether or not it is actually locked up. Each time you deploy it, you wonder, did this lock up or not? And indeed, that time it did. That's good. Tip down carry. Holy crap. Tip up carry. That's amazing. And this part of the wrench prevents it from pocket pecking. That's good. Thank you, Wizards, for the honesty. Oh, God, I'm right in the middle. This is Erica's original MN strap, which is amazing. Hey, thank you very much, Keith. I'm assuming that's biasing me. It seems like what Keith would want out of life. But yes, it is that. I like the fact that the lanyard hole is very aggressively jimped. That way you're going to be able to keep it from rotating too much on your keychain. That's good. Does it lock? This time it did. That's nice. I think it's getting better as I'm using it more. Maybe whatever grease is in there on the... So the washers are Teflon, just like Jason Guthrie, and he's a high-end maker. And okay, the tip down clip, tip up clip. That's good. That's good. Centering is actually dead center. That's good. Hey, I can say that the centering is good. The centering is good. I can be honest about that. The centering is good. Yeah, not grease, it's tears. That's probably true, right? Fit and finish is relaxed. I like that, Paul. That's excellent. Let's check blade play. There is no blade play. This may be the best made of the wrench knives I've ever handled. And considering the number of wrench knives I've handled, that's not so bad. That's something. Tighten the bolt with it. I don't know that I have any bolts that would fit that. And frankly, even if I did, I suspect the knife would bolt before it did that. No? Okay. I don't think the thumb studs are low enough away from the pivot. Yeah, get it. So I appreciate the fact that the thumb stud here, you know, have you ever heard of those knives that are like, okay, the touch knife Sparrowhawk, which is not that is not a cheap knife, by the way. The touch knife Sparrowhawk is like $1,300 or so, and that is a knife that is a double action select fire basically knife, where you can either have it be an automatic or you can have it be a manual knife, depending on the configuration of the knife. This is the same basic idea. If you use the flipper tab, it locks up. However, if you use the thumb stud, it does not. So you get to choose at any given moment whether you want a locking knife or an unlocking knife. So really, it's just like the Touch Sparrowhawk, except this one's shaped like a wrench and is a complete piece of... Oh, it's just excellent. And then you've got a finger choil for when you're using it in non-locking mode at an angle. There's a finger choil there for you. That's good. Does it cut? Actually, this much of it cuts, which is about a third of it more than I expected to. So that's excellent. Yeah. Shouldn't I lie about anything good I find when the meter is biased? No, I'm going positively biased. That's a good thing, though. That would be like chaotic evil bias, and I don't quite have that. This has a little bit of a smell to it, too, but that's okay. Oh, no, it doesn't. Hold on. Did you just see the Batman mask? You probably did. So I'm depressed. Thank you very much for the donations. To notice it has a Benchmade. Sometimes a company sees something excellent and they decide that they want to run with that idea and keep going. It's wrench made. Oof. Ouch. Thank you very much for all that. Unfortunate. Thank you. Thank God, Justice. My hands smell now, not the knives. My hands. Out damn spot. I'm like the Lady Macbeth of freaking pocket knives at the moment. This is, oh God, let that methanol just burn. No, ethyl alcohol, not methanol. That's super toxic. Thank you, Napalm. Yeah, that's a thing. Holy crap, it even has the same clip. Yes, it does. So the wrench mate is definitely, that's going to be a thing. All right. So here we go. Next up, we have, thank you very much for this wrench-made knife there, Chuck. That was a beautiful thing. Nick, you'll always be my Batman, signed Nightwing. Okay, entertaining. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, no more smelling. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. It's a Z Hunter. Oh, God. Luckily, I'm only at 30 at the moment, so that should be okay. Oh, this is a ZB-137. This is the ZB-137. So I got a story for you. We're not going to be biased at the moment. This is going to be story time. So the ZB-137 is a model that is near and dear to my heart. This is, oh my God, I know the model numbers for Z Hunters. Shoot me. This is wrong. This is so damn wrong. So, okay. Way back when I first went to that magical gas station that united me with the... You know what? Hold on. I'm going to get the real Z Hunter out of this. I'm going to get the original out of the safe for this. Just a second. Here we go. I'm a horrible Batman, Jason. Also, more honesty. Thank you. So when I got the original Z Hunter... There, did Nick spit on the tip? Probably. Let's be real here. Saliva is a factor. So when I got the original one, this is the ZB-138, of course. This is maybe the pinnacle of their lineup, the green corn cob of fury. And this is the original one with no stop pin and everything. But Z Hunter. But I gave these out as Patreon gifts for a long time. If you joined my Patreon after you got to a certain amount, you would automatically get a signed Z Hunter. And so there was a time at which I was buying like 150 Z Hunters at the same time. I think that my highest was 100 at one point, and that was when I decided that was going to become a prize. And God knows, I making that phone call to the retailer, because like as I recall, I tried to do that online, and the system wouldn't let me. I think they have some failsafe of like, okay, you've got to be kidding me. No. Oh no, I think they called and said, really? And I said yes. But anyways, so I started signing these and giving these away. Then Z Hunter discontinued the ZB137, the 138 that is. And so I thought, okay, well, that's fine. I'll get another one. I'll move to the ZB137. And within like 3-4 weeks of my announcing that the ZB137 was going to be the new Z Hunter I was going to give out for Patreon, they killed this one too. Which leads me to wonder whether Z Hunter was aware of the original one. And then when they figured out I was using this one, they were like, no, nuh-uh, no. And they just killed the model out of spite. I don't know. But either way, that was a situation. And so the ZB137 was in some ways, you know, what's the saying? The brightest fires burn out quickly. In some ways, the ZB137 was a fire that burned out quickly, but oh boy. Yeah. Lots of blade, 25. There may be a fair amount of blade play on this knife. It's difficult to say. But the centering is creative. Or it might be a little creative. I don't know. The tip down carry is, the ZB137. It may not have been the original, but it's still, there's some joy in my heart, with the 137. But okay. Thank you very much for the ZB137. Oh, man. Yeah, they could have had a green plastic gold mine on there. Yeah, they would have had a guaranteed sales. But to be fair, I'm sure they were doing fine as it is. With the football in the middle of it that I never quite understood. I'm sorry, that I understood perfectly as the artistic sculpture that it was meant to be. All right. So that gets us to the portion of the afternoon, of the evening, that is, which comes from a good buddy of mine. Hold on, I'm gonna drink some tea real quick, because I'm hoping desperately that this vanilla caramel tea is going to get that smell out of my soul. Because it's kind of in there at this point in time. It's that or just sticking hand sanitizer up my... Oh, great. The hand sanitizer bottle is now... There's sanitizer snot everywhere. Great. All right, moving along. Putting it to the side there. This is where we come to the portion of the show that really scares me. A good buddy of mine, guy named Connor, is he's an enthusiast of pocket knives. And he's not the enthusiast in the sense that you might generally, expect. He's an enthusiast of terrible knives. And I don't just mean that he is a fan of terrible knives in the Z Hunter sense, but I mean he embraces the full spectrum of terribility. Not just the, oh my God, this is so tragic, it's terrible, but even this is almost pulling itself out of the swamp. Like, okay, if we think about the idea of evolution, the idea that at some point in time there was a fish that jumped a little bit onto land and kind of started pulling itself out of the ocean, there have got to be knives like that, right? Thank you, Bradley. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that unbiased just for my own sanity. Thank you for that unmarked donation. But there are moments, I think, even in the knife world, where we see brands trying to claw their way out of that, trying to claw their way out of the ocean of crapitude. And I think that's the area that he is perhaps happiest in that moment, that single evolutionary step out of the swamp and onto the world. So he has sent me a series of knives that are, he swears, are not going to be bad. Now, luckily I'm at a 15, so I can be honest about these, but he's sent me a series of knives from MTech. And actually, I'd be curious about which one I should start with, because I happened to see him in the chat here today. So we have the Stagger, we have the Evolution Besiege. Got a little bit of a Mordhau thing going there, it seems. The Upraise, not the Uprise, but the Upraise. And we have the Matador. Oh, the Matador. So let's go on ahead and see which one of these is going to happen first. Stagger, Limp, and Crawl. Good God. All right. The MTechs. This is going to be tough. All right, we're going to go on ahead and not seeing anything coming through the chat here, or at least there might be some delay. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with the stagger. Hopefully, it will stagger me in the knife using desires. Let's go ahead and pop this open. It's sealed on all four sides for your caution, right? That's impressive. So let's go ahead and pop this open. And we see here, right, this is actually a pocket knife. Okay, so this is the MTech stagger. Tip up carry. Something's wrong here. Tip up carry. This is an inlay. $15. This inlay is a little bit proud. Not too bad, but it's a little bit proud here. It's sticking way the heck up there. It's actually relatively thin. It's got a little bit of a Brad Southern mini Tolk thing going on. I'm sort of assuming that we're looking at an assisted action here, but actually probably not, because the handles aren't thick enough for it here. I don't believe this to be real carbon fiber, but maybe it is. Who knows? The hell? That worked. That didn't suck. That just didn't suck. This action is... And that's not just $15 talking here. That's working. Doesn't drop shut, does it? I dropped it shut, but it doesn't drop shut. Okay, the thumb stud, it's got that variable lockup thing I was talking about earlier. This is... The blade on it is reasonably thin behind the edge. It's still stainless steel, and it's handcrafted in China. Yeah, I don't buy the handcrafted bit, but I'm sure China. Yeah, that would make sense. The pocket clip on this is hilariously shallow carry. Like, this whole thing is going to be sitting out of there. Yeah. And yes, Connor, I did expect bad things from you, because you're the person who, when I was streaming on Twitch, in the middle of freaking the molten crater in the Breath of the Wild, you're the one who told me to use bomb arrows and made me blow myself up. So yes, I was expecting this to be problematic. No. It's sharp. It's sharp. You fell for it. It wasn't my fault. I don't think that's how morality works. Okay. It's centered. It's on bearings. Okay, the thumb stud is bad. That's true. And the thumb stud is sticking up too high. Like, good God. Is this the thumb stud in your pocket, or you're just happy to see me? Holy crap. But that could be removed. Could that be removed? Hold on. Beep, beep, beep. Back it up. Okay, it just didn't completely lock up that time. All right, that's fine. Well, thumb studs aren't coming yet, but that's okay. Yeah, the lockup is, when you actually use the flipper, about 70%, so not bad at all. It's a thumb stud in my pocket, and I'm happy to see you. Nice, yes. Yeah, that's actually MTech USA. Okay. You know what? I gotta give credit, like $15 aside. This ain't so bad. This ain't so bad. I'm feeling a little concerned, though. So I'm going to assume that lightning struck, right? That we had where are we going next here? Where are we going next? And because it actually cuts, I can use it to open the next box, which is really foreign to me, by the way. $12.99. Oh, good Lord. I mean, that's a thing. Would I rather that or the Z Hunter? This would be the safer choice, I believe. Yeah, am I a magician? No, but I'm starting to think Connor might be. Okay. So let's go ahead and go with the upraise. The upraise. Okay. This feels like it's actually a lot like, this feels a little bit more classically M-Tech, right? With the, it actually ain't so terrible. Okay. The classic rainbow blade. Nice. For when you want to carry a knife and carry a pride. No problem there. We've got a... That's not the uprise, that's the matador. Okay. So apparently this has been mislabeled. Okay. So they have put the wrong label on the wrong thing. But thank you for that. I don't know which is ideal. Count this as whatever I prefer. Okay, thank you. We're going back to 5. We're going back to 5. Okay, they've mislabeled this as the matador. And it's actually not so terrible. With the rainbow blade, I mean, that's going to... That might appeal to somebody. Is that like a thing in Counter-Strike or something like that? No, these aren't modified. That's the messed up thing. Is that a ProTech Malibu? I feel like there might be a couple of meaningful differences between, say, the ProTech Malibu Custom here and the M-Tech Matador. But, yeah. So, yeah. We're going to just keep you safe over here, ProTech. Away from the smell. That's the matador that is rainbow and black. This is the matador that is rainbow and black then. One thing I'm going to highlight, though, is take a look at this button here. The button sticks out a fair amount, which means that this is actually, in your pocket, kind of inclined to come open, right? Because that if that button gets compressed, this blade is going to come flopping out of there. So, especially with tip-up or tip-down carry, that's not necessarily ideal, considering it's for the wrong side. So, yeah, that's... Like I said, this might be the fish crawling out of the swamp. I'm duly impressed here. Will it cut? Does it cut? It certainly cut through my expectations. Emerson wave button. Part of this cuts. Not all of it, but a part of it. I'm slightly terrified. Okay, I gotta move on now. So if that was the upraise, then what's in the matador box? Let's see what's in the matador box here. Oh my God, this actually works to open the next one up. Okay. That's got some shades of barrage to... Oh. What the... Hey, thanks, Paul. I'm going to go ahead and take that back to 0 just because I'm talking about these and I don't want to be... Okay, this is assisted. I can almost guarantee you this is going to be assisted. Just, well, maybe not. Okay, so luckily... Oh, I was getting a little scared for a second there. I was getting a little bit scared. Because this is... This is back to where we expected. That feels a little nicer. That, good Lord, the lock bar tension on this thing is insane. It's using Teflon washers, which, yeah, that tracks. Teflon, screw Teflon. The clip is directly over... Good Lord, that clip is... It's actually hardened steel. That's cool. See if I can loosen it up a bit pivot-wise. Sorry, guys. I hit the camera with my Batman mask there. I cannot loosen up the pivot because it's under the pocket clip. Centering is way off. I don't know if this is supposed to be wood or horn. I mean, it's a little horny. Oh, for fuck's sake. It slightly resembles horn. It slightly resembles horn. Thank you. Oh, God. Why do I talk? Talking is not a benefit for me. It's hoof. Maybe, yeah. It's in reverse. I don't even know. Why is this? Oh, because they put the inlay on there. I was trying to figure out why it's so thick. They put the inlay on there. What's all the cheap knives being tip up? I don't know. That's never been properly explained. If I ever flew to China and met USA. Okay, there are occasional bits of sharpness on this guy. It's like occasional bits of brilliance, but occasional bits of sharpness. No, not quite. Yeah, this is back much more where I expected it to be, right? And complete with the thumb studs they function. I guess they work. This is not amazing. It's a non-flipper flipper. Yeah, that's for damn sure. This is more where I expected. And then that brings us to our final one, which is the evolution. Oh, God, I used the evolution metaphor, and I didn't even think about this. The evolution besiege. Okay, let's give this a try. Let's give this a try. Okay. Requesting disassembly. I might do a disassembly of the Matador at some point, just because I'm curious about that. But holy pocket pecker, Batman! Look at that. If your evolution still has a tip down clip, you need to keep evolving. Flipper frame lock. One hell of a flipper. Super sharp flipper tab. Frankly, even if the blade doesn't cut, this flipper tab probably will. Yep, flipper tab cuts. That's good. Really? Okay, I'm going to try that again. Maybe I screwed this up. There we go. Got it. I'm not just being melodramatic here, by the way. I am truly... there we go. Good Lord, that thing's got to detent like crazy. It's not going... No hand on lock bar. Look, hand is nowhere near lock bar and still... there we go. Good Lord. I heard once of a knife maker using a trigger pull gauge to measure their detent and get it dialed in. But yeah, this... Okay, I think it's loosening up maybe a little bit. Okay, maybe there was like a burr or something. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to... 8CR13, they labeled the steel. Oh my God, MTech labeled the steel. That's excellent. Like, that gives us a sense of where they start giving a crap. Like, they believe 8CR13 is worth labeling, which I'm not going to quite agree with, but at the same time, they labeled the steel. That's amazing. Okay, once I lubricated it up, it's flipping a lot better, and actually, it's not so bad. The MTE FDRO 14T, I appreciate them choosing to put that on the blade, because the number of people who are out there looking... They almost put a sharpening choil in there. It was so close. They were just millimeters away from putting in a sharpening choil. A bucket of lube to try dunking these knives in. Yeah, that might help. Oh, centering is... luckily, I'm at 0. Centering is not a thing. Centering is absolutely not a thing. Ay, ay, ay. Ergonomics on it are... they're not so regrettable. Actually, they're okay. This is sharp and dumb. Lock bar tension on this is insane. Still tip down. Like, I'm sorry. I'm going to be real with you here. This thing feels like way more of an evolution than this guy does. Like, this is, maybe the steel on this is like CPM LOL or something, and this is 8CR, but I really feel like this is just a better knife. Like, fundamentally, this is a piece that is... I'm going to highlight here. This is a piece that I might even... I wouldn't stop a good friend from purchasing this knife. Let's put it that way. Hajj Martin 0393. Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on. But then there's the Tonto thing. Is it sharp? It might be sharp. It is sharp. mean Nick time. Plus, tell us what you think about Ghana. Okay. We are going off the scale to the negative. Yeah, so you're going to have to evolve a little harder than this, M-Tech. I'm sorry. Like, look, this brings me joy. This brings me like, okay, hey, maybe they're moving forward. Maybe they're going forward into the future. Maybe there's evolution going on here. And then this is signed like, no. And then this, like, guys, if you're going to do this, you need to not do this anymore, okay? Like, I know that you got many brands. Just use another one of them to do that, please. You can't do this and this at the same time. It doesn't freaking work, guys. So seriously, I would be happy. I would be thrilled. Look, I'm saying this in all sincerity. I am in mean mode, and I'm saying this. M-Tech, if you get yourselves to a point where you're doing stuff like this and not stuff like this, I will happily take a look at your stuff on the channel. I have no reason to hate you as a brand. Right? It's just if you need to put in that. So this is not bad. This is right on the way. If you can be doing this for $15, then by God, you're going to be doing great. But you can't do this at the same time, or else people are going to still use it as a slur, right? And as for Connor, he is a gem. Absolutely 100%. Even if he does get me to use bomb arrows in freaking Death Valley or Death Mountain Crater, which, screw you! But everything else of that, yeah, that's, oh, man. But I gotta say, the action on this is not bad. The everything else has some things lacking. This belongs on this show. Let's put it that way. This guy is sign of progress, although, God, the grittiness on this thing is like, and it's not grit, it's like somebody over-tightened the pivot at some point in time and left dimples in the liners or in the handle. And in fact, when I take this guy apart in a second, I am going to see, when I do that there are divots in either the blade or the handle there. It's going to be a thing, and it's going to be because somebody over-tightened this thing, and, you know, that shouldn't shock us. I'm sure somebody was... Really? Really? Okay, let's we're gonna have to go. What happened and take out the big guns here? It's gonna be a T8, I believe. Get out that ratchet. Ow! I say ow because I just grabbed this by these bits, and that wasn't good. Not one bit. Oh, probably help if I go the right direction. Why is this so bad? I don't know whether it's turning both sides here. I think I'm making progress here. I think I am. Yes, I am. Okay, good. Excellent. So when I get in there, yeah, break a bar. Exactly. Yeah, get a cheetah bar and down. And by the way, cheetah bar, not like a long piece of pipe that you put onto the end of a wrench to get more torque. Not a cheetah bar where large, fast cats go to hang out. Different thing. I don't think anyone was making that confusion, actually, now that I think about it carefully. But entirely different. I'm going to need a torque wrench. Okay, and this is free spinning as heck. Let's grab my little free spinning helper here and make this a thing. Wizards. Okay, I'll buy it. It says I have a signed Shabazz Z Hunter. Actually, no, I won't buy it. But I tell you what, I will sell you another one for $10K. Different thing. What? Okay, the wrong side came out. That's fine. Now I'm entering... Good Lord, look at the Threadlocker in there. That's insane. Large, fast cats go to hang out at the cheetah bar. Which is different, by the way, from a cougar bar. Which is an entirely different sort of thing. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm remembering cougar bars, and it's entertaining. Back at the ranch. Whole different kind of prey. College was a hell of a time. Anyways, I digress. What are we doing here? Why is this not coming apart? That's a good question. First stream and loving it. I'm glad with that, Zazel, because, oh, by God, this is a thing. Come on. Get loose. Or get wrecked. I don't care. One of them. See, look at the Threadlocker is falling out of this at the moment. Ay, ay, ay. Will this be another Buck rapid fire ordeal? That's a good question. Probably. Why are you not coming loose? What's wrong with you? Who hurt you? Come on. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Get the blade out of play here. Oh, we're so very, very close. Come on. Why is this not working? Come on, you bastard. Oh. There's another screw? I don't think there's another screw. Where would there be another screw? Unless it was screwed in underneath the handle here. But that wouldn't make sense because I can't get that screw loose. It would have to be at the stop pin. And the stop pin is coming out. So, no, I think it's just a bad pivot. Oh, son of a... Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you should... Look at the amount of Threadlocker. This is why you should always wear a Batman mask during disassemblies. For safety's sake. I don't know what exact part came and hit me in the head there, but it was a thing. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and clean this little guy up here. All right. Yeah, now you know not... And that's... Zazel makes a very good point there. I'm sorry if I just mispronounced your name the second time incorrectly. But makes a great point. You know, part of the reason I do these streams is to highlight the people. And by the way, I got coming up here soon a video talking about my very favorite budget knife picks out there in the world. And so, you know, you don't have to go this route, right? There is so much better that you can end up with. So, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and clean up this liner here. And we will clean up this liner here. Come on, get out of there. Freaking Threadlocker like crazy on this. Parts hitting me in the head during a disassembly is a thing. It shouldn't be, but it is. Yeah. Threadlocker is probably the cause for the gritty action. Could be. I mean, stranger things have happened, but... That and the fact that it appears they've been lubricated with movie theater popcorn oil or something. I am definitely seeing... Okay, hold on. Where's my macro? We're going in. We're going in, people. We're going in. Come on. Find the right lens. There we go. We are going in. Check this out. If we look right in this little area here, in macro mode, what you're going to see are little tiny pits, little tiny divots into the liner there. See them? Right there. That's what's causing our gritty action. What that means is that at some point in time, somebody over-tightened this pivot screw, and this steel is not super hard, and as a result, the bearings, which appear to be... Holy crap, they're ceramic. The ceramic bearings pressed into the pivot, into this steel, and now as a result, the bearings are kind of jumping in and out of pockets. It's like, it's like little speed bumps, basically, for bearings. So that's why this has a terrible action. In theory, I'm going to do something stupid here. I mean, I've been doing something stupid. You know, I got into watches, so I'm pretty good at doing stupid things at this point in my career. But I'm going to do something extra stupid here, and I'm going to try and fix this live. I'm going to try and get rid of that problem. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. All right, is this pivot free spinning? No. Kind of. Yeah, okay, it isn't. Okay, good. Excellent. So here's what we're going to do. I've cleaned everything up here. We're going to go ahead and get some nano oil here. That's knife pivot lube. Beautiful. Am I going to flip the washer? No, I can't flip the washer because these aren't washers. That's just milled in a liner. But, Aaron, that's definitely an approach you can take. Not a bad bit of thinking right there. I'm going to throw it away and get a better knife. That's another good approach one can take. Frankly, get this thing, which is way lower on the suckometer. Suckometer, that's a new thing. But anyways, what I'm going to do is put the bearing in here. I'm going to put this... Why the hell are there two stop pins? Oh, one to stop it when closed, one when open. Okay, whatever. I can work with this. I'm going to go ahead and drop the pivot into... drop the blade in. By the way, thin blade stock. Nice. Oh, look at the tolerances around the pivot. Oof. That's a thing. All right. Let's get the button here installed. This is going to eat its way across the room at a certain point, no doubt. But for the moment, I'm going to do my best not to have that happen. Really? Well, that's sloppy. Okay. Can I install the button from the other side with the blade? Okay, that's fine. I'm going to work with this. I should probably put in the second bearing. That's going to help. Okay. Now what we're going to do, and by the way, the method I'm about to show you is not something I would recommend for any knife that is not, well, this. Okay. Let's put this on there. Flip the bearings around, put them in facing the opposite way. That doesn't quite work. Why the hell is this not going into position? The pivot is properly oriented. The spring is coming out. That's good. Come here, tool. And this blade is just flopping around like a leaf on the freaking wind over here. Okay, so I need to... this is ridged. Of course it is. So I'll do this. Ah, damn it. Come on, stop in. Hope I'm using 10W30 when reassembling. Don't want to waste nano oil. Yeah, unfortunately. Sometimes you got to put good money after bad. Or in this case, after mediocre. All right, come on. Get in there. Get in there. Good. Good boy. Why am I addressing this as a sentient creature? God, I hope it doesn't have feelings or else I'm a giant asshole. Maybe I'm a giant asshole regardless. Why is this not going into position? Okay, button lock, there we go. Button lock is in place. Good. Now something isn't. Now the pivot isn't slipping in. There we go. Ah, but the button lock came back out. Oh, this is going to be a pain in my assets. All right. Slip the button in. Come on. Get in there. Go into the hole. Get in the hole. There we go. Beautiful. We're close. We're close. Oh, God, this is... I wish there was some way that I could prevent people from recording a live stream that's being recorded. Okay, I stay. All right. Let's go this way. Put a little Threadlocker on here. Where is the T8 is here. I'm going to tighten this down while I'm ahead. Oh, God, that threading is just brutal. Maybe, is it cross-threaded or is that just the amount of Threadlocker that's in there? What the hell is wrong with any of this? Okay. Something's messed up in here. I think it's... Oh, the pivot isn't all the way in. See, the pivot's come out. So now I need to use this. Where'd my ratchet go? Whole thing is ratchet. Oh, wait, wrong direction. Wrong direction. Okay, we're going to pull that in. And I know what you're thinking, but Nick, if you do this, you're going to over-tighten this. And the answer to that is yes, probably. But that's the point. That's the goal. The Rainbow Matador is made completely different from the... Okay. I can see that. Okay, that's stripped out. And that is hopelessly stripped out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why you do not... Well, there were many lessons to be learned from this. Maybe the most important one of them is do not get into watches. But yeah, that's a whole different thing. Oh God, the Rainbow Matador. It's a charming thing. Let's see here. I got somebody in the chat here who was asking about their Artisan Orthodox charity raffle item. Let's see here. The Artisan Orthodox is going to be at the regional facility in Cincinnati, Ohio. Status updated today. Chances are you're going to get it tomorrow. Enjoy. That's right. Real-time tracking is one of the many services I provide to my viewers. So, okay. What do we have now? The knife locks-ish. Now we have it's a slip joint. Perfect. We have solved the problem. And actually, the action is much freer. There's no grit at all. Yeah. Oh, Artisan cutlery. I'm sorry, not Artisan. Oh, well, Artisan does their share of strange things, but this one, I think we're going to go on ahead and stick to this little guy right here. This is a knife that is decidedly not terrible. This one is an exception to the rule. This one is, but this is not a terrible knife, even though it is being done live here today, which I don't, I'm saying that. That bothers me at some very real level. But then again, I pride myself in not being biased, sometimes, on occasion, rarely. And I'm dripping nano oil everywhere. So, there we go. I hope that everybody found this interesting today. How long have I been going? 100 minutes. Good Lord. Feels like hours and hours. But I hope everybody had a good time here this evening, joining me for Terrible Knives Live, as well as decidedly non-terrible Knives Live, which is in some ways even more frightening than the terrible ones. Yeah, thank you very, very much to everybody who donated terrible gear, ranging from, the journey we've been on, the bear knife, all the way up to something that was surprisingly not awful. I hope this has been interesting to you, that you all had yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. And I gotta go take a shower to see if I can't get this smell off. Bye, everybody.